go again, Rays. KJ here. Do y'all understand why I'm taking you on somewhat of a tour? How many of us are ever going to even look inside a modern day prison, much less one that was built back in the 1800s? Yes, I know many of y'all probably say, well, KJ, they're better accommodated now. They have better things now. But folks, the absolutes are still there. We're talking bars, we're talking cells, we're talking security. The bottom line is we're going now into another cell block. We're going to go through here. You know, folks, I think people, they get caught up in the problems of their day and time, and they don't realize that there are modern day prisons now. This one's 4 floors up, no 4, all the way up. They get so caught up in their own problems that they don't realize that there are people that are incarcerated today that will not leave prison until they're brought out in a pine box. It's very cold in here. Didn't one of y'all say something to the effect of it gets really cold in Idaho? I wonder if Lori's going to be dressed nice and cozy when she goes to prison, huh? We're stepping now to house 4. Remember, this was a men's and women's prison. Obviously, the men were on the other end as the women. You see here, they had basketball. Completed in 1953, this is the largest cell block in the penitentiary. This cell house could accommodate 320 inmates in 4-man cells. Wonder how many cellmates Lori and Chad will have. Look at this, y'all. The design is different from the old ones we looked at. This is only 2 levels. 2 levels right here. This right here is called a barber cell. To allow stricter supervision by guards, the barber shop was moved into individual cell houses in the late 1960s. And, that kind of makes you wonder. Makes you wonder if Lori's going to pick up her beautician's flair when she goes to prison. Whether she will come down here. Look at here. Look, this, y'all. This is one thing y'all might be saying, KJ, these are old prisons. This has nothing to do with where Chad and Lori are going to go. I guarantee y'all, absolutely guarantee you, there's going to be a porcelain or a metal toilet, one hanging out of the wall. You can be sure in every cell. Look at it. I want you to take a good, hard look at what Chad and Lori. Yes, this is an old building and all that, but it's generally speaking, this is what we've got here, y'all. One little shelf to put your things on. And as you notice, it shows 2 beds in here, but if you'll look up, you'll see that there's also another bunk that can be lowered down on both sides. Wayne, what are these right here? These are heating units now, modern, huh? Radiators. It's a little different. We've gone from real old cell blocks. Here we go, y'all. This is where Chad is going to be, y'all. He's going to be at the Idaho Pot. He's going to get to have his own special little toilet there, and he probably have to share it with Bubba. Bubba gets to watch him pinch one off. Oh, check this one out, y'all. They're all, they're customized. Somebody got, you think Lori will get a custom job on her toilet, her little porcelain throne? You think maybe she'll put a bunch of pictures of the temple up, or what do you think she'll do? When the cell house lights come on, you are to rise promptly, wash, dress, clean your cell, make your bed neatly in accordance with approved methods. At the signal, open the door, step out, close the door without slamming. And that is the 1972 Prisoner Rule Book. And by the way, y'all, they've got a rule book in 2023. You can be sure of it. We all have talked about it. We've all said, oh, they're going to prison for the rest of their life. They might even sit on death row. Folks, let me tell you what, I don't give a rat's ass how many damn cellmates they have or how many people are housed in their pod. The bottom line is Lori's not going to have her own special little pod. She's going to have to get real quick. She's going to have to get rid of that haunty shit of hers where she thinks she's better than everyone else. And she's going to have to make herself someone's bitch, basically. I'm telling you, y'all, they're going to take one look at Lori and they're going to say, come on, honey, you're going to be mine. We're going to do some crunch and munch. I'm sorry. This just absolutely knowing y'all. Y'all know and I know this isn't what the accommodations are exactly going to look like for Lori and Chad. It's generally speaking, y'all. Generally speaking, this is what we got here, y'all. I mean, who wants to live like that? You know, they sure as hell did, and they wanted to hang out in Hawaii somewhere. They wanted to be the king and queen of the 144,000. Well, now they're going to have to deal with every single day of their existence, their miserable existence. They're going to be waking up in a jail cell. There's no way they can leave. They're going to ask themselves every day, how can I get out of here? And they're not ever going to have an answer to that. And then they're going to deny that they'll be here forever. And they're going to say that, that somehow, some way, their appeal or something. And they're going to say that God told them they were going to be released by their birthday or some crazy ass. Or the walls are going to come tumbling down. And they're going to be free. Or it'll be the end of the world. Let me tell you what, folks. It is the end of the world for Chad and Lori. The kind of world that we all get to enjoy each and every day. You think about it. There'll always be the doors slamming open and shut. You're not ever going to really get a good night's sleep because nobody's going to stop talking. You're going to smell these people. You're going to be around these people. You're going to have to deal with these people every day. And they're going to have to deal with Lori and Chad. And I can assure you, at some point or another, they're going to have to get into their daily routine. A typical weekday in 1964, at 7:30 a.m., lights on, convicts leave cell. 8 a.m., breakfast of eggs, meat, and mush. 8:30 a.m. work begins, then lunch break. Work resumes. Prisoner free time in the prison yard and the loafing room. Dinner and lockup. Lights out. Weekends, they had a movie night, baseball, football, and other club games and recreational activities in the afternoons. And y'all, they have the Protestant services on Sunday, the Catholic services on Sunday, and they have the Latter-day Saints service on Sunday. And at 5 p.m. on Sunday, Religious Quest discussion group. You can be sure if you apply these daily routines to modern day prisons, you know and I know that it's all similar. Hi there. Let's go back over here because I want to see this one part. I think y'all need to keep this into perspective as well. Idaho State Correctional Institution confiscated from the main yard, y'all. You know what a shank is? And you know Chad and Lori might just see one. You just don't know. The bottom line is they did the murdering. Now they can deal with it. And again, this is an old prison. But it's generally like what it would be like to be in prison, y'all. They might have more paint on the walls and more modern day radiators and lighting and stuff, but nothing is going to stop the bars and the locks and the doors slamming open and shut. Finally, we go to the maximum security section, y'all. Again, we're looking through the lens of incarceration, never being free again. Maximum security, also known as Five House, and built in 1954, death row and the indoor gallows are located on the second floor. Inmates assigned to this cell house were kept completely separate from general population. And y'all tell me that that does not happen this day and time. I've proven my point on this. These are old prison. This is an old prison, but it's relatively, y'all. How much has changed? Really? I mean, they have perfected incarceration where people cannot break out of these things anymore. So here we go. We look and see, this is what all of that would have been. The guards would walk down through here. As you can tell, this was their boiler room. You come into the other side, and you have more cells. 2 floors of cells. A single cell for Chad, huh? On death row? How about Lori? A single cell and a little toilet right there just for them. Folks, I think I've proven my point. I want y'all to know that I made a special trip down here to the old penitentiary prison just to give y'all a view of what they saw as they looked out. The guard shack, the walls, will Chad and Lori be housed on death row? Will they have to deal with some of the implements that some of the most dangerous people in the world make? Because I can tell you right now, if somebody wants someone out, taken out in a prison where you're spending the rest of your life or on death row, they will find a way to give the jailhouse justice that they have in store. Almost any material could be fashioned into a weapon. Sharpened sink stoppers become a problem in the 1970s. Slingshots or bean flippers were not big enough to do real damage and were used mostly to annoy guards, especially in the gun towers. But shanks are really the issue. And y'all, make no mistake, this guy right here, and Chad needs to read this. When I first went in there and I kept back the spoon, I held the spoon back from my tray and they never did give me another one. In fact, they wouldn't let me out till I gave them that spoon. 7 months later, I gave it back to them. Although they try to keep security on all the things these prisoners make, look at all that, y'all. You think it's changed any now? It's vicious steel, y'all. It's jailhouse justice. So, I'm going to finish up this vid by saying that, you know, it does my heart good to know that Chad and Lori will be in prison for the rest of their lives. And I will go on to say that whether we're looking at an old time past where the executions were right on the facilities, the way that they did things back then is not much different than what we have today. Leave in the comments what you think about all this. Let me know. Well, Wayne, what do you think of all of this?
Pretty awesome. I wouldn't want to be here.
I don't think any of us would. But Chad and Lori's facing it. There is no way they're going to ever be free again. They will be sent off to life in prison or death row. And, you know, the bottom line is this. Here's the bottom line. OKJ brought you here today because of all this disgusting having to live in a cell or having to deal with other inmates and the fact that they might make a shank or the way that they had their routines and that the guards knew every move they made and all that. The one thing that really sticks with me the most is complete and utter bondage. No freedom again. Not for Chad and Lori. Not for the demons that are in the corner. And they will die in prison, y'all. That's my view. And so, you know, it is what it is. Enjoy your freedom, folks, and keep on looking.